John chapter 2, verse 19. Jesus answered them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." Now he's answering the question to them. They said, "What authority do you have to flip over tables and tell us how practice in the temple should function? Give us a miraculous sign to prove that you have authority." And so if they were looking for some kind of a miraculous sign, I think he nailed it. Like, you destroy this temple, which took 46 years to build, and I'm just going to rebuild it in 3 days. I can raise it back up in 3. That's miraculous. Now, they missed it. We see that they're confused. We even see in verse 22 that the disciples seem to be confused, because later they're like, "Hey, we remembered when he said this," but maybe at the time they didn't get it. But what Jesus was saying was, look, if I have the ability to do such a thing, to raise this temple up, then I have the authority to dictate the practices of worship towards God here. But he's not talking about that stone temple. He's saying, I am replacing that. He's talking about himself. He is replacing the temple, as was evident when the veil tore in two, when he was on the cross. He's saying, look, the practices of the temple, the needs of all this stuff, they're going away because of what I am going to do. I'm going to fulfill the necessity of this, and we'll never need a temple again. I will do it by the destruction of my body, and then in the raising up as he defeated death. If they were looking for someone who had the authority to dictate all the worship of God, it was Jesus, and he gave them a sign. And in fact, he showed them that sign and proved it, which we will see that the disciples remembered that later. Jesus has authority for all of our worship and our practice, our faith towards God. He is the ruler and the reigning king over all of that because of what he did when they destroyed his body, the temple, and he raised it back up victorious over death.